Okay, hi guys. Today we will some CSE problem, which is called introductory problem, and problem name is weird algorithm. Okay, so question says that you are given an input integer n, and if n is even, the algorithm divide it by 2, and if n is odd, the algorithm multiply it by 3 and add 1. The algorithm repeat this until if n is 1. For example, the sequence n is 3, the sequence will come out in 3, 10, 5, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. And your task is to simulate the execution of the algorithm for a given value of n. Okay, so the only input line contains an integer n, that's the constraint, and output will a printer line contains all value of n during the algorithm. Okay, so constant is like n is at most 10 to the power 6 and minimum is 1. Okay, so let's understand the problem by going into the one notes. So problem is like you are given n is equal to 3, and the statement is says that if n is odd, like if n is odd, so n will be updated by n multiplication 3 plus 1, and if n is even, so n will be updated by n divided by 2. Okay, if you see n is 3, so n is what? Odd. So in odd case you will have to update this value by n multiplication 3 plus 1. So it will come out 3 into 3 plus 1, it will come out 10. So now n is what? 10. So first value is 3, now the second value is 10. Okay, so now 10 is what? Even, so it will divided by, now n is what? 10, and for 10 n will be updated by n divided by 2, so 10 is 5. So now 5 is what? Odd. So in odd case you will have to perform this operation. So 16 is what? Even, so 8, 4, 2 and 1. So now if n is 1, now the performance operation will be stop. Okay, as according to the question, because in question if you see, if n is 1, the operation will be stop. Okay, so how will you solve this problem? So basically nothing complex, like you will have to just run a while loop, and if n greater than 1, so if n is 2 is equal to 0, it means it check the even, so n will be updated by n divided by 2, and else part n is 3 multiplication n by 1. Okay, this is check the odd number, and somewhere you will have to just print the n value. Okay, that's the code. Okay, then after we will see the time complexity for this code. Okay, so if you see, so firstly in C++ I'll have to make some just snippet, and after you have to take an n, scene n, then you will have to make a n is greater than 1, then after you will have to check firstly print, then not that, then after if n is even, n will be updated by n divided by 2, else n will be updated by 3 plus 1. Okay, and after that I'll have to check if whether it's a 1 is not. If n is 1, so we'll have to print the 1. Okay, so if you submit this code, just check the sample test case. Okay, it's passed. just copy this code and just paste it here. Okay, if you see, some of the answer is giving wrong answer. Okay, because maybe after multiplying it will come out maybe long. After multiplying by 3 it will maybe come out long and exceed the integer buffer overflow. Okay, so for this just make a long for that, so that it will doesn't exceed the value. Okay, now just paste it. Okay, so all accepted. Okay, so if you see the time complexity of this problem, so time complexity would be you are running a loop n times, not n times exactly. uh, it's somewhere, I think it will come out uh, not in between log of n and maybe O of n somewhere. Okay, if you see the, so that's the solution for this problem. We will see the next problem in a next video. So the next problem is what? Introductory problem is missing number. Okay, we will see the this problem into the next video. Okay, tata, bye bye.